Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to everyone who came to the Zoom lunch. It was so much fun to have lunch with you. I miss you all so much, and that just made me smile and I think will make me feel happy for the rest of the day. I loved seeing you. So, you probably have noticed by now that the first chlorophyll video had no sound. I have no idea what happened, but there was no sound. So, here we are, take two. Right? We're flexible and it's okay to make mistakes and sometimes things happen and we adapt. So anyways, here we are. I'll teach you about chlorophyll again. So chlorophyll, that's a big word. Let's say it together. Chlorophyll. So we have talked all about the different parts of plants and now I want to focus again on the leaves. Most leaves are a particular color. What color are most leaves? Yeah, they're green. Okay, so I brought some leaves from out in my yard. Okay, here's some green leaves. Now, the thing that makes the let me say that again. The thing that makes these leaves green is chlorophyll. These leaves have something in them called chlorophyll, and that is a pigment. So it's inside the teeny little cells that are inside that go together to make up this leaf. Inside there's chlorophyll. That's a green pigment that makes them look green. And that is what helps these plants absorb sunlight and turn that into food for the plant. So there's a couple other things that the plant uses, and we'll talk about that tomorrow with photosynthesis. But for now, I want you to know chlorophyll is the green pigment. So it makes these leaves green. Teeny little parts inside these leaves. And that's what helps the plant capture sunlight or energy from the sun and turn it into food that the plant can use. Now that's amazing. That is so, so amazing. Because plants don't have to go grocery shopping. They don't have to go hunting for food, right? They make their own food. And it's this chlorophyll that really helps them do that. Okay? This is the pigment that makes them green and helps them absorb sunlight. I know I've said that so many times, but I want you to remember that that's what chlorophyll is. So I'm going to pause and give you a moment to say what chlorophyll is. So what is chlorophyll? Okay, do you think you've got it? Okay, now let me show you a fun project we'll do today. And this is really to help us remember that chlorophyll is that green pigment in the leaves that helps the plants make food. Okay, and tomorrow we'll talk about a little bit more about how the plants make food. But for now, I want to show you. So we'll be doing something called a chlorophyll rubbing. And this is what it will look like when it's finished. But let me show you how we'll do this because we're actually going to use the chlorophyll that's in leaves to make the green part of that tree. So the first step is I went outside and I collected leaves. If you can find soft leaves, these are pretty soft leaves and they'll make it easier to do this project. Now, we don't want to take too many, so you don't want to take more than you need. And when you take these leaves, please give a thank you to the plant for allowing you to harvest those leaves for this project. Okay? So it's always good to be thankful when we're harvesting something from the earth. Okay, so let me show you what you'll do. Step number 1 is to draw. This is a big stem of a tree, and it's a big woody one. What do we call those woody stems? Trunks, right? And then there's branches. Okay, and then we're going to use these leaves to make the green canopy of the tree. So my paper has already been folded in half, but you'll want to fold yours in half like this, hamburger style, okay? Then you're going to take a leaf, and I'm going to point you down so you won't really see me very well, but I want you to see what I'm doing. So you're going to put your paper down like this. And what you're going to do is put a leaf in there, or maybe 2 to start out with. They can go anywhere, but you want them up in the general area of where you want there to be green. Okay, so there's your leaves. And then you're going to fold your paper back in half so those leaves are stuck inside. And you can kind of feel with your fingers where the leaves are. You're going to use your spoon. And you have to, you'll need to get a spoon, okay? First of all. And then you're going to use the back side of the spoon. And you're going to press pretty hard. And not too hard, because I want to show you what happens if you press too hard. Look what happened on this one. Can you see that I got a rip in it there because I was pressing too hard in that one spot? So you want to press hard enough that you'll get green, but not so hard that you rip the paper. Let's see. I was pressing there. Oh, let's see what happens if there's any green. Oh, I did not press hard enough. And sometimes you might want to break open your leaves a little bit. That helps release the chlorophyll that's in there a little bit. So I'm going to put them back in there and press hard with my spoon. And I'll show you something else that I did as a trick too. Can you see now that some green is getting on here? And now the other thing that you can do, once your leaf is kind of broken down, do you see how this one is kind of like mushy now? When it gets like that, you can kind of just paint with it too. You can take this, and if you use this, you can paint with it. Okay, so I can rub this leaf all over my paper. And I'll show you in just a second. I'll hold it up a little bit more. But I'm taking this broken apart leaf and rubbing it around on my paper. Do you see that? Let's see. See how that made a lot more green, and I can get off the little pieces of leaf that are on there. But there you can see it's starting to color it. But watch me again one more time, and I'll kind of break these leaves a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to put them inside there. And close it up again. Let's see, you have to push. Pretty amazing how hard you have to push with your spoon. But you know what I think I did before is I think I caught the edge of the spoon on the paper. So you just want to be careful not to catch the edge. Because that, I think, is when mine ripped. Okay, should we see? I see some green. Do you see green over there? Let's see what this side looks like. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of green on this side. Can you see all that green? Okay, so I'm going to let you give this a try. So you're going to get some soft leaves from outside and then put them in between your paper. Okay, put them in between and use a spoon to rub them around. And remember, when they get kind of broken down like this, you can also do this part where you're just kind of painting with them. See how I'm painting with them? Okay, so you can do that. Okay, and then eventually, if you do it enough, you'll get something that looks like this. There's your tree trunk and branches, and then there's the canopy, all the leaves at the top of the tree. And I wrote on mine, chlorophyll rubbing. You can write that if you want to, or you can just write chlorophyll, or you can write nothing. And we'll just remember that chlorophyll is the green pigment in leaves that helps them capture or absorb sunlight, the energy from sunlight, and turn it into food for the tree. Or for not just trees, but for plants in general. Okay, have fun. See you later, everyone.